Avec M. Gablin,
if they are targeting some of our like frontline security systems in banks or power plants or whatever, that they haven't been able to get through the backup systems, the redundant systems.
That assumes that Russian actors, whether they're government employees or they're just patriots,
Right.
cause are actually attacking U.S. interests. Western fair, then maybe you might attack. If attacks do come from Russia, we still have the issue of attribution. What did just, some small little gang decided to show America what was actually instructed as a criminal. Are they going to have on our infrastructure versus putting the effort into localized issues in the Ukrainian area?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gateway between the two countries would be a prime target.
And I think that's an interesting point you made earlier, that they have to consider whether they are going to take a scorched earth policy, if you will, toward disrupting the systems. If they're planning on taking over Ukraine, that's a lot of work on the back end to restore those systems. And, again, we're talking with Dr. Andrew Kalarik, expert on cybersecurity. What's the timeline? How long does it take for a company of, cyber hackers somewhere in Moscow? How long would it take them, just to use that sort of thing as, for instance, for them to be able to address a new cybersecurity system and then defeat it? How long does it actually take from exposure to vanquishing a new system?
It could take months. It depends on the system. If it's really installed, it might not be properly configured.
Right.
There are multiple layers now in the defensive approach, both at the gateways, the switches, the routers. You can filter traffic. You can, with 2 clicks, say no more traffic from Russia, and then you cut off that channel. There's a whole host of things now that tools we didn't have before. In addition, we already segment large chunks of our internet traffic around Russia and other associated countries.
Right.
Okay? The reality is that the internet
I think a moral situation that doesn't sit well with the players' union.
Bernie, why yesterday were there so much hope today? A major step backwards. What did the owners do that was so underhanded?
Well, I happened to hear your bit with Bob Nightingale, and I don't know where he's thinking there was hope. I'll debate him on national TV if you like. There was no reason for hope. He's out of his mind. They hadn't even gotten to the three key issues, which were the CBT, the pre-arbitration bonus pool, and the minimum salary. There are 100. I'll give you an example, Arnie. They hadn't even gotten to the CBT yesterday. That's the collective, or check that, the creative balance tax. Right now, it stands at $214 million per team. If the players want to accept that, they can take that deal. They want it to be $245 million per team.
For the A&E Network. James Brown say it loud as such a premiere next year when he would have been 90 years old. Brown died in 2006. Jagger says Brown was a brilliant performer who inspired me from the beginning. Questlove says the life of James Brown is significant, not only to understand his immense musical impact, but also for the deep and lasting impression he has had on American culture. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Dan Watkins, WBZ, Boston News Radio.
I'm Joe Casper. I spoke with a concerned spouse whose husband had just passed away, and she said people...
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians and crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law, and you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Radio.com is now Odyssey.
What is Odyssey? Odyssey is your new home for all the audio that matters to you.
We're going to be talking about the history of warfare and what history teaches us about what we might expect might happen next with the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. And what about that before we get to Jason the Horse coming up on Coast to Coast AM. This is Ian Potter.
Call 800-715-9880. That's right, annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and annuity rate report. Both absolutely free for calling today. Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880. Sponsored by Annuity General, producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
Do you take a lot of medicine or take care of something?
It's the New York Knicks. By the way, the Philadelphia 76ers and James Harden debuted on Friday night. That's Harden
Something right? Yes, we had some about that.
Yesterday night, we've got a low of 25 and mostly clear. Going to be a chilly start to your Sunday, but we'll see temperatures climbing into the upper 40s by the afternoon. Partly cloudy, a high of 49. Then on Sunday night, a low of 25 and partly cloudy. From your severe weather station, I'm 9 First Warning forecaster Taylor Nimmo. News Radio, 700 WLW.
News is a service of OOIDA.
Here's your exclusive WPTF AccuWeather forecast. On the overnight window rain.
Unbiased crypto knowledge. Hosts Guy Turner and Mike Root share the latest tips and tricks, providing education about cryptocurrency without the hype.
I had to go back and think about money in general.
Yeah.
And once I got that all square, I found that Bitcoin and crypto
Made more sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen to the Coin Bureau podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, Thursday, March 3rd from noon to 4 p.m. at the Canvas event venue in Orlando's Florida Mall Plaza. Dress business casual and connect with recruiters from right here in Central Florida. Some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, proudly presented by SeaWorld and Aquatica. Get more info at fljobsnow.com.
There he is. Okay. His walk.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, see how quickly he got off there the second he heard his jam? That was Bertie Fratto. You'll hear him at the top of the hour. Speaking of hearing from...
I wish I lived in Vegas.
Yeah, I wish you would stop talking so we could get to DeSager. DeSager,
Wow.
what's trending? Yeah, let's go. How you like them apples? Wow. Reunited. There we go. Hey, Steve. Couple items before we get to the hoops. There is some good news for Major League Baseball. The fact that they've actually met every day this week for labor negotiations in Florida, and despite being ticked off at each other today, will meet again tomorrow. Also, the league had already agreed to a universal designated hitter, so that change is coming. It's for both leagues. And there's going to be a draft lottery in this sport now. It's going to involve the bottom 6 teams. It looks like that's the number
in the
they
MLB?
arrived at. Yes.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
The union wanted to involve more teams because they want to avoid tanking, but it looks like they're going to agree on that number. So not